after IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati revealed that the electoral body will require 40.9 billion shillings to conduct the upcoming general election, questions have been raised over the high cost of the election. The polls that will take place on the 9th of August now seem to be dividing opinions, with stakeholders expressing concern over the cost. But could the cost have been any lower? Our reporter David Mudoka looks at the factors that could have determined the cost of what has been termed as one of the most expensive elections in the continent and in the world.
With the countdown to the August 9th, 2022 election underway, the stakes are high for the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) to deliver to the country a free, fair and credible election. Already, the elections referee has put plans in motion to deliver on its ultimate mandate, plans whose success mainly hinges on a 40.9 billion shillings projected budget, as revealed by IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati on Monday.
40.329 billion to carry out all activities in the election operation plan. And we require a further 588 million for purpose of procuring items to be used in the COVID-19 protocols.
But while the Commission insists that the 40.9 billion shillings will adequately oil its election operation engine, some quarters have expressed concern over the amount. Should it remain as it is, it means that IEBC, which projects that up to 25 million voters will be registered by 9th August next year, will incur approximately 1,600 shillings per voter.
We have chosen to have a very expensive system. And I'll give you an example. Of course, if you look around the country, Uganda was using, in the last election, they used around 700 shillings. Tanzania has used around 700 shillings per voter. Rwanda is even one of the cheapest, I think around 400. The US itself even works with around $2 or $3 per voter, which is around 300 shillings.
With the amount raising more questions than answers, Mule Musau, who is the Elections Observers Group National Coordinator, has defended the IEBC, citing the elections legal framework as the actual elephant in the room.
So our legal framework says that every polling station cannot have more than 700 people voting in it. That means if you're looking at population or voters register, which has over 25 million voters, if you do the math, you realize that for this election you're going to be having more than 50,000 polling stations.
Musau adds that the country's decision to live on the first lane is also to blame. According to the Elections Observer, the move to furnish ballot papers with security features equal to those of a currency note, as well as the habitual importation of election material, draw a picture of the government's wanton extravagance.
If you decide, India, one of the most populous countries in the world, first has only 3 commissioners when they have over 1 billion registered voters. The Gambia, up to very recently, I don't even know where they're doing it now, have been using marbles to vote.
Meanwhile, the Elections Observer has expressed fears that even with that budget, IEBC won't be able to cure some of the ills of the previous elections, at the fore being data transmission challenges that were occasioned by lack of 3G connectivity in more than 11,000 polling stations in 2017.
They have to incur an extra cost of getting themselves either those satellite phones or another alternative way in which those results must be transmitted to the tallying center.
The Commission has so far received 26.34 billion shillings from the current national budget. This amid calls to the National Treasury to plug the hole with the remaining 14.57 billion shillings in the run-up to what has been touted as the most divisive elections in the country's modern electoral history. Once the votes are cast on 9th August, the Commission will have until the 15th of the very month to announce the presidential election results. David Mudoka, TV 47, Nairobi.